Hi everyone, it's Barry here from Mitosu Crafts. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you for joining me for the Stamp Around UK video hop. The month is November, and the theme for this month is Winter Festival. As you can see, the festival which I have decided to celebrate here for this project is Christmas. It's the one which means the most to me at this time of the year, so that's the one which I have decided to create for. So I decided to make this cute little gift box here. So it's a little box, it opens up, and it's got 4 little tea lights inside. And the box slides open like that so you can access it. Suitable, I'm sure you can find some chocolate which fits into this as well, but this is what we've decided to, what I've decided to do for you and show you how to make. It's very, very easy to create here as well. I'm going to be using the Boughs of Holly Designer Series paper to decorate this one up here, and I'm also going to be pairing that alongside the Merriest Moments stamp set. I'm not actually going to be using the stamps here, I'm just really using it for a Joyful Christmas to You and Yours sentiment, so I thought that worked quite nicely and it fitted the circle which I'm going to die cut. So that's the stamp set which I'm going to be using for this as well, like I say, paired with the Boughs of Holly Designer Series paper. Remember, everything you see us using can be purchased from us via our online shop, so links to our online shop can be found down below in the description as well. And do remember, this is a video hop, so links to everyone else's projects can be found down below in the description. More things which you will need to use. I'm going to be using the stylish shape dies. That's going to be for cutting some circles out. And I'm also going to be using the layering circles. So I've got the layering circles here, which is the scalloped and the straight edge one. And I'm going to be using the 4th largest circle from this set here. So that's some of the things that you're going to need. As for the cardstock, I'm going to be using some very vanilla cardstock here. And like I said, I've already going to be using the Boughs of Holly. So we'll need 1 piece of a very vanilla cardstock here measuring 28.5 by 8. You will need another piece here measuring 11.6 by 11.6. With the foil and the gold glitter card, you will need 2 pieces measuring 7.5 by 7.5 centimeters and 1 piece measuring 7.5 by 1.5 centimeters. For the Designer Series paper, you will need 2 pieces measuring 7 by 7 centimeters and 1 piece measuring 7 by 1 centimeters. And to finish off, we will have a bit of window sheet, which is 7 by 7 centimeters. Okay, you will also need some offcuts here as well for a little bit of fussy cutting, which is these, again, from the Boughs of Holly Designer Series paper. We will fussy cut these ones out, and we use these for a little bit of decoration. So that's everything which you need for this project. Okay, so we just pop these bits to one side. So I've already gone ahead and I've gone and scored these, but I will just talk you through what you need to do. So if you take your larger piece here, you want to score this here at 8 centimeters. Then again here at 10 centimeters. So like that. And then 18 centimeters, 20 centimeters, and 28 centimeters. So all the way over here, and then 28, and then that gives you a little glue tab right here. Leave this flat for the time being because we need to do some die cutting on this one. Then what you need to do on the piece, which is 11.6 by 11.6, you want to score it on all 4 sides at 1.9 centimeters. So 1.9 on all 4 sides, and then that gives you your box base right there. Again, leave everything flat for the time being. I'm doing all of this in centimeters for you, but again, I will pop the link to a blog post which is down below in the description, which will have the centimeters and inches measurements for you. So don't worry if you work in either or, I will make it easy for you. Okay, so before you fold and burnish this, what we're going to do, excuse me, what we need to do is we need to die cut a circle out here. So I'm going to take these stylish shape dies, and I am going to take the 3rd largest die from the circle, and I'm going to die cut this out from here. Now you could use a larger die if you wanted to. You could go with the next one up if you want to, but I felt that weakened the structure of the box once it was actually cut and constructed. So a small one leaves me with more card, which left the box more intact, but it's big enough that you can still see through perfectly what it is. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and die cut that one out. And I'm not sure if I mentioned there, then you were die cutting out of the piece which had the small little tab on the top here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. You're doing it on the 5th one, which then had that small little the tab on there for gluing, if that makes sense. So that's one that you want to do. Keep hold of this because we're going to be using this later on for the sentiment. Once you've gone ahead and done that, you can now go ahead and fold and burnish all of this. And then what we want to do is we want to grab the window sheet. So we're going to pop the window sheet in now before we actually stick the box together. So I'm going to do this with a little bit of the tear and tape. So I'm going to grab myself some tear and tape, and I am going to stick this all the way around the edge of the circle here, like so. And then just go ahead and then take that off. Once you've got that off, just carefully take your window sheets, and then you can then stick this on like that and like that, and then that covers up the whole thing. You can see why I stuck it as close as I could to the circle, so because there's not much room in there. If I was too far out, then the glue would have come out. So just try and stick it as close as you can to the circle, and then stick that down. Then that just gives you more of a professional finish. When we come to close it, you've got this lovely window sheet here, which is protecting your piece. We're going to close this up now. So we want to pop a very little bit of glue along this tab right here, and we want to stick it to this part. Sorry, we want to stick it to this part here. So it's this end score line. We want to stick it just below that. Now the best way of doing this, I found, was open it up so you can see these two score lines in a little bit, and then you can then fold the whole thing over, and then that then ensures that you've got it in the correct position. So let's just pop a little bit of glue. Don't do too much. Okay. And then just a little bit too much there, I feel. Okay, and then so up flat, and then just bring the whole thing over and then stick together. Okay. That then sticks that, and then you can then fold it flat the other way just to make sure that it does all work nicely. So backwards and forwards, and that then has created your sleeve for your tea light. Okay, let's move on to the box part now. So which was this one right here, so which was your 11.6 by 11.6. Fold and burnish all of these sides. And then grab yourself some snips, and we would then want to then just snip in. So cut along the score line up to the score line, and then notch it a little bit. Rotate it round, and then do it again. Do that on all 4 sides. Okay, grab yourself some glue and carefully stick this box together. So a little bit of glue on each of these tabs. And then just take your time making sure that you stick this together. Again, I always say to people, just concentrate, get one side stuck first, make sure it's nice and stuck before you move on to the next. And make sure you've got a nice flush edge, and then you'll get boxes which fit together nicely. And then do the same on the others. And there we have it. That there is your box, and that will then just slide in, he says, perfectly inside that box there. So that now gives that, and that's basically the box there. So it's now just ready for a decoration. So we're going to grab this lovely stuff which we had at the beginning here. So remember, we had ourselves some foil, some shimmer paper, and then some designer series paper. So we had two, and then this one right here. You can pop one of these to one side for the time being, okay? And then with this one here, what you want to do is you want to stick one of these. We're only going to do this on one to start off with. Stick one. Well, you could do it on both if you really wanted to, if you wanted to save some save stuff, but I'm just going to stick one on like that onto the gold glimmer, and we'll do the same with this one right here. Just in that. Gives us a nice border around the outside, just so that we can show everything off. Okay, just pop those to one side for a moment. And then what we want to do with this one here, we want to grab that scalloped circle and we want to gut this out right here. So remember, this was the fourth largest which we did, which was the one up which coordinated with, which is going to coordinate with this circle. It's easier to show you on this one here. You can see it's going to coordinate with that circle quite nicely, and we're going to show a little bit of the gold come through. So just die cut that one and gut that one out. Okay, and then once you've done that, you can then go ahead and you can then stick the other designer series paper down onto that gold glimmer. Okay, we are just going to need to do this on the edges. We don't want to do it on the middle just yet because there's a big hole there. So just a little bit on the outside edges. And then just carefully stick that down. Once you've got those pieces done, we can go ahead and we can stick one of these squares to the top of the box. And then we can then stick the other one to the inside of the box, so on this side right here. So that's those two pieces right there for you. With this one here, I'm just going to do this on the front. If you wanted to, you could do the same measurements and then you could decorate the sides as well if you wanted to on the box. I've just decided to do this on the main box rather than the box which is coming out. But the same measurements will work. If you wanted to do another couple of these, you can quite easily and stick them onto the sides as well. Let's move on to some more decoration. So we've got this one, and this was the circle which we had out from earlier. Just grab yourself some cherry cobbler ink, and I'm going to ink this up. I've decided to go for cherry cobbler as a coordinating colour with this one. Ink this up, and we are just going to position this centrally in this, and then stamp down. And there we have it. We've got a lovely sentiment right there for you. And then you can go ahead and you can stick this one to that gold glimmer. Now I've got ahead, you can go ahead and you can fussy cut one of these out. I've got one of these ones right here. Now, this is a good opportunity for you to use some of the flowers which are on the edge of the designer series paper, because what we want to do is I want to stick this in and I want to stick it along the edge down here. So you can do one which is along the edge like this, so you can fit it all in, or you can do one which is like a corner one, and then you can kind of like just cut this one out, and then you can go around the edges, and then you can have a corner one coming out. So a bit like I've gone and done on my original one, I've just done it as a corner, and I've just cut the edges down a little bit, and I've just made it fit in the corner. But I've got this nice larger one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this across the whole piece in here. And then to finish this box up, we just need to pop the sentiment on. We will use some of the dimensionals which we have got here. So we'll just grab some of the larger dimensionals. We'll just scatter this around. So, and that will then be this project finish, which I think is a lovely little gift box for a little Christmas present, little treat for somebody. So let me know what you think in the comments down below of this box. Let me know if you're going to have a little go at it yourself. So I will pop the all the measurements will be on a blog post link down below, So do check that out, along with everyone else's links to their projects. So they will all be found there. Let's just stick that on. And there we have it. I think a lovely little box for you. Somebody opens up and you can see what's on inside. Got a little bit of chocolate in there, candles, perfect. So there we have it. There is my Winter Festival inspired project for you. As I've said already several times, remember to links to everyone else for the Stamp Around UK can be found down below. And remember, we are independent Stampin' Up demonstrators, so if you'd like anything you have seen us using, you can purchase anything from us via our online shop. Again, down below, links to everything you need is down there. So anyway, I'm going to say goodbye for now. We'll be back with you again, hopefully next month, with another Stamp Around UK video hop inspired project for you. But until then, have fun, enjoy everyone else's projects, and we will see you again very soon. Take care for now. Bye-bye.